Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So today I am going over the books that I read for November. Well, y'all, audiobooks is the new wave. So technically I did read books. I read 5 books, but I actually listened to 5 audiobooks. The first 2 books are by Rebekah Weatherspoon. The first one is Rave by Rebekah Weatherspoon. It is a romance novel. It was really cute. The premise of the book is, I forgot the main character's name, but the main character is a surgeon. She is divorced. I think she's like 27, and she has 2 6-year-old twin daughters. So she is in need of a nanny, and her best friend Zany recommends Rafe. He gets this job opportunity to nanny for the twins and for this black surgeon. I forgot to mention she is a black surgeon, and Rafe is a white man. He is tattooed, drives a motorcycle, big white guy, sounds really handsome. So handsome that sister girl, as soon as she sees him, is like immediately attracted. He's attracted to her. She hires him as the nanny, and it was a really cute book. Of course, the sparks fly, and it was a lot of them sneaking around while the kids were asleep. I gave this book 3.5 stars, and I give it a 3.5 stars because it did not wow me. It wasn't like all the butterflies and feels. What really made me give it a 3.5 instead of like a 4 is because, girl, you met him, then he met the girls, and y'all had like a day of him doing activities with the girls to make sure that they have a good rapport. And then you hired him on the spot. And then his first night there, y'all, like he ain't even tested out the bed before she is sitting on the bed. And you know, I'm gonna just stop it right there because, you know, my nieces and nephews like to view my channel. Hey, y'all. But yeah, and I'm just like, girl, like you ain't even vet him good enough. It just happened a little too quick. The book 2 in this series is Zany, and Zany is the teacher who helped the surgeon find Rafe as a nanny. So in the second book, Zany she's found out that her favorite aunt has passed away, and she goes to New York to hear the will reading. And part of the will is that Xeni has to marry this Scottish white man. She marries him in order for her to receive like millions and millions of dollars. Like sis is, as soon as that paper was signed, sis was a millionaire. She went from a teacher to a millionaire. And also the guy who I cannot think of his name, but he would receive like $100,000, which would really help him out because he had a situation that the aunt knew about, and the aunt wanted to set him up and set the niece up so that they could be financially secure. And she thought that they would make a good match, so she forced them into a marriage. And of course, the two of them, they realized that, you know what, we really like each other. So it was cute because they was messing around. And so this one was real cute. I give this one a 4 just because I didn't get all the feels. I really enjoyed these books by Rebekah Weatherspoon. I will say that, honey, this interracial romance, black women, white men, these books have been giving me life in 2020. Only thing I will say is that I would love to see books like this written for black women and black men. Like, I think that would be interesting too. I realize that what I like about them is like you have this strong black woman, and then you have this white man that's just, they seem all rough and tough on the outside, but they're really just soft teddy bears, ooey gooey, and they really care. And there's like emotional intelligence there. But I kind of find a problem with that because I'm like, black men like that exist too. Like, it's not, I like those kind of relationships where the men are just very caring and doting and loving, and you get to see that in many ways. And I would love to see this in more black women and black men romance. And it makes me think, is this like a deeper issue we have as a community of like the pressure that we put on black men? In the books that I'm used to seeing where there's black men and black women, they kind of personify that that black men have to be super masculine, they have to be CEOs or some high top-notch doctor, have the latest cars and just decked out in the nines, and then they have to be this gruff protector of a man. Black men are not a monolith, just like black women are a monolith. So just a little tangent. I would like to see, you know, some variances in the type of black men we see. The third book I read was Bending the Rules by Christina C. Jones. Y'all, this book was really, really good. I talked about 2 of her books previously, and these were the books that I said my issue with them, what kept them from being 5 stars, is there wasn't those dates. Like, I want to see people going out and dating and flowers and all that butterfly stuff. I don't see that in her books. And this one was no different. This book was about Tony and Justin. See, that's how you know I enjoyed a book. I gave this book 5 stars. That's how you know I enjoyed a book, when I can remember both characters' names. So Justin and Tony, y'all, were childhood friends, and then the 2 of them stopped being friends for years, and then Tony moves back to help her family with their bookstore, and so Justin is trying to rekindle their friendship. But now that they are adults, both of them are realizing, like, you know what, my friend is fine and my friend is real pretty. It was really cute to see, you know, this journey of they were best friends, then they're enemies, and then of course their friendship rekindled, and then here comes all the steaminess. That's one thing about her books. They kind of go from like bickering to steaminess, and then the love is sprinkled in at the end. But this one, because they had this really, really strong friendship that really, it just kind of was put to the side, but they never stopped caring for each other. So that's why I give this book really 5 stars, is because I got to see that love. I believe. Fourth audiobook is Give Me a Reason by Stephanie Nicole Norris. This series is that same series I told y'all about. It's like 7 brothers, the septuplets, and each one of them has a book where they find the love of their life. And so I think this is the 3rd one that I've read. This one, the same thing. The first book, they connected, and now they're getting together and going on dates, and she getting flued out. I forgot where their trip was. I forgot their names too. That lets you know I went really into it. But I give this book 3 stars, and that's because, like, it was the same formula. Of course, it wasn't, I didn't get the butterflies. I mean, the steaminess was there. Stephanie know how to write some good steamy scenes. The steaminess was there, but I really wanted more. What really made me give this book 3 stars is that the main woman character, she had diabetes, and I just felt like he was really treating her with kitty gloves. Like, very much like, did you eat today? Like, did you drink today? You're too tired. You need to take a nap. And it's just like she a grown woman. Like, she can handle herself. Like, it's cute that you want to be protective. You remember I was just talking about that you're being a protector, you're being a provider. I think this was Lance, y'all. I do remember her name, Lance. Allison and Lance. I do remember Allison and Lance. The last book that I read in November was Dreadnation by Justina, Ireland. Y'all, this book was really good. I give it 4 stars. This book is about Jane McKean. This book takes place right after the Civil War happened. And what happens is, during the battle, all of a sudden, these soldiers that were killed, they come back alive, and they are zombies. And then these zombies, they go out and attack other people, and they become shamblers, people who have this zombie plague. And so this book takes place a few years after that. And Jane, who is the main character, we pick up on this book where she is a student at a finishing school for young colored girls. They have this law where all Native American children and all black children, they have to go to these finishing schools where they are trained to kill zombies and shamblers, and you know, they'll get jobs to protect the rich white people. And this is post-Civil War, so Abraham Lincoln, he had signed the law for slavery to be abolished, but you know, they are still finding ways for Black people to be in servitude for them. Now, Jane is not one to play with. This is a really good book. I enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to listen to the next one this month, and maybe I'll do a review talking about the two of them. I gave it 4 stars because I wish there was more action. Like, Jane is so good with knives that I wish there were more shambler attacks. Y'all, those are all the books that I read for November. So get down in those comments and talk back to me. Don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you already haven't. Thanks for tuning in to another Books with Kimberly video.